This is a message to Markiplier from his fans. Stop using AI.
Why didn't you just say Markiplier is going to stop doing whatever he's doing now because you've made a short form video complaining about it? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new Stop Me Your video. I hope you're having a good day because I'm certainly not. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a follow-up to one we've recently released about Markiplier and the whole AI debacle. I'd recommend that you go and watch that video and come back to this one, but if you don't want to, I'll quickly explain what we were speaking about. In that video, we spoke about the ongoing controversy, or the controversy that was just beginning at that point, about Markiplier's AI usage. He is somebody who does use ChatGPT, but is heavily against AI art and has spoken about AI at length in a very nuanced manner on his podcast and has expressed his views on AI pretty publicly. And we went over that and compared it to what people were actually saying about Markiplier and AI and pointing out the over-exaggeration, the lies and the misinformation that was going around, alongside some people getting so angry and annoyed that he made a joke about AI and the effects that it could possibly have on the environment.
I asked because, you know, that's ChatGPT's, like, voice talk feature.
Everyone's gonna hate you.
I love it.
Very much seemed like people were being ignorant and arrogant about AI usage and not having a nuanced opinion and were just looking for a reason to dog on Markiplier and were being incredibly disingenuous about it. It was a story that became incredibly overblown and that's why I covered it, but since making that video, the situation hasn't slowed down and it's actually got 10 times worse, with some of the most absurd things ever written online being sprouted from this controversy, and I just could not resist talking about it once more. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the original video we went over has continued to blow up. It's got over 100,000 likes on TikTok, and it's not the only one. There are loads of videos now sprouting up with 50,000 likes, 60,000 likes, and hundreds of thousands of views covering this topic and just fueling the fire. Watching Markiplier defend ChatGPT and constantly use AI in his podcast. Also, you can't talk about it on the subreddit or you'll get banned. I'm sure the comments on this video are well-meaning, well-rationalized, nuanced, not ignorant, not arrogant, not absolutely absurd, right? Is Markiplier a quote-unquote good guy when he's killing our planet with each AI generation, or when he was called with PewDiePie censored was being an open white supremacist? For one, I find it absolutely hilarious censoring PewDiePie's name like he's some type of slur. Secondly, that is just blatant misinformation and incredibly disingenuous retelling of those events, and putting all the blame down on Markiplier in reference to the effects that AI has on the environment and over-exaggerating to that extent in reference to Markiplier is genuinely insane. I'm gonna have a pretty brave take here. Just because you've used ChatGPT in the past or currently doesn't make you a disgusting bad human being. I know, some shocking stuff. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. You can have completely different opinions. That's all fine, but being this disingenuous and just flat out lying is insane. Seeing him become an insufferable tech bro in real time is tragic. I can't believe Markiplier lived long enough to become the villain. I'm disappointed. His brother is an artist. What is he doing? I think it's very funny and telling the amount of people in this comment section that have just taken what these users have sprouted in their videos at face value, having gone to check for themselves what his AI usage is like, what his views are on AI, because they're just associating things with him because the word AI is mentioned there. They're getting things wrong for no reason. I think it's hilarious, even in a situation like this, that people are so quick to jump to assumptions and conclusions and over-exaggerate things when they haven't even done a lick of research for themselves, even in such a pathetic topic like this. AI is here to stay. There is nothing we can do to make it disappear. Bob and Mark are tech guys. It makes sense that they use it, and they know that AI will take over their job at some point. I'm not a defender of ChatGPT in any way, but there's not much we can do about it. At least they don't use AI to make art or music. They still commission artists for that. Besides this, Mark is still a good person. I'm not hating on any of you, just stating my perspective. This is one of the very few nuanced opinions and comments on this topic, and I think it's insane that there are so far and few in between that aren't just incredibly ignorant. And his brother is a furry artist. Like, they're completely different people. One, furry artist, kind of funny. Two, just has no idea what they're talking about. It's great. I love that, and I love that the creator of this post has just reinforced it by slapping a big love heart on it. It's funny that a lot of these people claim to be viewers of Markiplier, but won't even rationalize their own opinions, have nuanced takes, take things into consideration, or actually bother doing any research whatsoever. I'm not a fan of Markiplier, and I've still managed to do all of that. You would think that that would give them an extra incentive, but apparently not. Marky, I have so much money it makes me physically sick plier, using the most useless and harmful to the environment tech instead of hiring actual people and redistributing the tiniest fraction of his crowdfunded wealth. I think it's so funny because that is so incredibly disingenuous disingenuous, and you're just weaponizing something that you would never use against him if it wasn't for the fact he spoke to ChatGPT in a few videos. Like I've said previously, you don't have to like AI, you don't have to agree with Markiplier's takes, you can disagree with Markiplier's takes. These are all pretty valid things, but these people are acting just so incredibly disingenuous and absurd and insane about this topic. It's crazy to me. I always thought you were glazing Markiplier too much. Glad to see his true self now. True self now, by the way, is him using ChatGPT and searching some things up. Yeah, his true self is horrible, guys. If I had a nickel for every time the brother of a famous artist on the internet supported AI art to extreme lengths, I'd have 2. Well, actually, you'd have 1 because you've completely misread the situation and now you're just spreading blatant misinformation about a situation you have no idea about. Half of these people have no intentions of actually looking at what Markiplier's take is, what's going on in this situation, but they have all the intention to virtual signal because it makes them look good. Markiplier downfall, this cannot be real, we got the bad timeline. At this point, there is a non-zero chance Iron Lung, Markiplier's movie, was helped written with it. I'm not going near that movie. Zero evidence, just getting angry over a thing that hasn't even been proven. There's no evidence for this, just making shit up. It's proud to say I was never into him and never got the hype. He just seemed like a run-of-the-mill YouTuber. Get this, every single time there's a YouTuber that has been publicly ousted, these brigade of people that have to insist that, you know, they never liked him, that I never got the hype behind him. I've always disliked this guy just for the sake of it, just because it makes for a great comment and post online. Like, round of applause, do you want a medal or something for that? Like, what are we meant to do with that? He said he's using it to help learn and kept calling those AI videos really funny, but it sounds like he's kind of neutral on it. I'm disappointed he's not totally anti-AI though. How up your own arse do you have to be to write a comment like that you're disappointed in him, that he doesn't believe the exact same thing that you do, and that he's got a more nuanced take, and that he's neutral on the situation, instead of anti-AI? Why does that make you disappointed? That's the view he has, you can disagree with it, but being disappointed and acting so self-righteous and virtue signaling like this is incredibly funny and pathetic. In a different video, somebody put, I don't think it's that serious. That creator responded by saying, so you don't think people losing access to their water and artists losing their jobs to AI is serious? Ultimately, that user who said, I don't think it's serious, is probably just talking about Markiplier, that they don't think that all of this hate and cancellation is necessary. They didn't even state their own opinions on it, just that they didn't think that it was this serious to be talking about it like this. And to respond like that is so incredibly funny, because you inherently kind of put a lot of the blame there on Markiplier by even responding like that. It broke my heart when I had to unfollow him for using AI. Now this is going to be a shock, but you didn't have to do anything. That's all under your control. Now we've got a very long comment we're about to read, but it is a must read for this video because it's a wider issue with people demanding that content creators speak out about every single issue just because they are content creators. I stopped watching him after he kept being silent about everything happening in the world. I understand that his channel was about making content for those to enjoy, and that it's also a form of distraction from the chaos, but there have been numerous times in the past when he has spoken his opinions on important matters, and you would think that he would have something to say when our country is literally collapsing, especially when you consider that a lot of people in the fandom are the minorities that keep being targeted by the government. Just because you have a type of platform doesn't mean you have to speak about every single topic, and he doesn't owe anybody anything in that respect and regard. He doesn't have to talk about a topic if he doesn't want to, just like I don't, just like anybody with any type of platform doesn't have to speak about a topic if they would like to. And having that insane opinion that you think that he should be talking about all of these insane topics is genuinely ludicrous. He doesn't have to have an opinion on something if he doesn't want to. He doesn't have to speak about a topic if he doesn't want to. He doesn't owe that to you. People are so deluded and so far up their own arse, it's insane. The reason that I ever followed Markiplier in the first place was because he made me want to make the world a better place, because he would always make such encouraging videos. Now when it seems like the end of the world is happening, he has nothing to say except talk about his movie. The last time I watched his videos, he was. I wish I could say I was surprised that this is how he feels about AI, but I lost hope on him having any humanity months ago. You heard it here first, Markiplier has lost his humanity because he's talking about his own projects he's working on and isn't necessarily covering every single current political topic and thing that is going on in the world right now. How far, again, do you have to be up your own arse to expect that from a content creator? To believe that you are owed that and to believe that they must speak about every single topic? There is so much I could say about people like that, and there is that narrative that is going around that is exactly like that, but that's where I'm going to leave it for that comment. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what else I could say, and I hope you can see how ludicrous that is. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going to leave this follow-up video on the Markiplier AI situation. These comments have made me genuinely just mad. They are so disingenuous and gross. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're just being self-righteous and virtue signaling for the sake of it, and it's insane. Some of these comments are genuinely mental. But everybody watching, what's your thoughts on all of this? this, please feel free to comment down below because I'm genuinely interested in what takes you have to say about all of this. Once you're done, then you might as well subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video. Goodbye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I'd rendered this video and I'd already uploaded it, and then Markiplier, some hours later, made a post talking about all the hate that he's been receiving about AI and the plans he's got to address those said claims.
I had to re-download TikTok for this. I hope you understand how many hours are going to be wasted now that it's on my phone again. But I wanted to do it because I wanted to talk. And I am always happy to talk. I am always happy to talk, which is why I'm going to talk about this on a live stream where I'm going to address each and every one of your concerns. I'm going to talk about it, and by the end of it, you're going to realize that we're on the same side.
Genuinely insane to me that people have been spreading so much misinformation, lies, and hate in regards to Markiplier and AI that he's felt the need that he has to respond in such a way. Like I said earlier on in the video, people are making up claims to do with Markiplier and AI, saying that he's using AIR, that his movie's going to have AI in it, that he makes his thumbnails with AI. People have been incredibly disingenuous, have no idea what they're talking about, haven't had a nuanced take, and haven't actually looked into the situation at hand. They've seen a short form video, believe what it said, and just run with that narrative.
Or if you're watching this in the future, maybe I got my ass handed to me and I was kicked from here right off of YouTube forever and ever and ever. But I don't think that's going to be a case because I have receipts. I have every Photoshop file for every thumbnail I've ever made. And you will see that I don't use Photoshop correctly, and it'll make people that actually know Photoshop cringe a lot, but I have it.
It is so ridiculous the amount of people who claim that he used not only AI in his thumbnails, but AI allegedly in his movies and stuff with zero proof whatsoever. They're just doing it because they've read the words AI and Markiplier and have just assumed that because he's spoken to ChatGPT, that, you know, this must be an issue where he's doing it in every single one of his projects.
Because I have nothing to hide. And also, I've been really itching for a fight. You think I swam through 80,000 gallons of blood just to take a shortcut with AI? I got it in my eye. I almost went blind. Also, I know the environmental impacts. That's why I'm not on Twitter.
Which, again, I think is hilarious, because people know what Markiplier is doing for his movie, the lengths that he's going to, so to claim he'd be using AI with absolutely zero proof of that whatsoever is so infuriatingly stupid. And we've also previously spoken about this in the last video, and in lots of their videos when we've spoken about AI, is lots of people bring up these environmental impacts, but they fail to recognise the platforms they are on also contribute to those said same environmental impacts. It's hilarious. Like 95% of these people have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. I think it's so deranged, and it's hilarious that people go to this extent and this extreme about a topic like this and spread so much misinformation and lies that can be easily disproven. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to put this on at the end of this video. That's why the title is "The Markiplier Response Was Insane" or something along those lines. And of course, I will be covering that live stream when that does eventually happen to conclude this situation. It's bonkers that it's got to this level. Now the video is actually ended. Go off, watch another Slop Mule video, please.